Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Lexi and this is my first YouTube video. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to create this look today with affordable makeup. If you guys learned anything from my tips and tricks today, please drop a comment down below. I'll really appreciate it. Any feedback is also appreciated. So I want to start a mini series on my channel where I get ready and I talk to you guys about situations that you guys are going through, whether it be personal or relationship, anything you need advice on. I want to be that person to show you a new perspective. I'll be sharing my own life experiences as well. So go ahead and inbox me, and of course I will always keep it anonymous. Okay guys, so without further ado, let's get right into this video. First, we're going to start with the Nivea Post Shave Balm. This is an amazing primer. It's very affordable and it makes your makeup stay on all day long. Then we're going to go ahead and use the NYX White eyeshadow base as my eyelid primer. I love applying this before my eyeshadow and I do not set it. This really makes your colors pop. And I just apply it with the brush and blend it out with my finger. Eyeshadow today, I'm going to take my Morphe by Jaclyn Hill palette and a Morphe M441 brush and apply the color Puder all over my crease. I'm just going to apply this and blend it out and build it up to the intensity that I want it. I'm going to do a gradient effect later on with other colors, so I do want it to be pretty vibrant and intense. So I'm just going to keep layering it on till I like how it looks. I'm going to keep blending it out in circular and windshield wiper motions till the line is diffused and there's not any more harsh lines left. Then I'm going to go ahead and take some tape. I like doing this to make sure I get a sharp line with my eyeshadow, and I try to make sure that it's even on both sides. Then I'm going to take the color Buns, and I like packing it on very heavy on the outside corner of my eye first. And since the tape is there, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be neat. I like packing it on heavy and then gradually blending it into the crease just so I get that very nice gradient effect on my eyeshadow. Now I'm going to take the Morphe E22 brush and the color Chip. I'm going to take this brush because it is a denser brush than the M441 and you need a denser brush for the next step. We're going to apply that color very heavily on the outer corner and all through the crease, but just make sure that you apply it lower than the other colors. And this is because you want the other colors to still show through, so you don't want all the colors to mix and look muddy. That's something that I had to learn through trial and error. So it's okay to get it on the lid. Some people don't want to get it on the lid. It's fine. We're going to cut the crease and you won't be able to tell. So it's better to apply it lower and get it on the lid than apply it higher, because if you apply it too high, you can ruin the whole look. So my focus is always very heavy on the outer corner and throughout the crease, so that when you cut the crease, the colors are very vibrant and it's a very sharp cut crease. Then I'm going to take my Morphe 321 brush and I apply the color Soda Pop. I'm going to again focus this very low, almost halfway on the lid and throughout the crease. I'm going to apply it with a pencil brush because I want the color to stay where I place it. So I'm not going to be blending so much. It's more of a packing motion. And I'm going to just pack it very heavily because this is going to define my cut crease very nicely. So the darker shades you apply before you cut your crease, the better your cut crease will look. Now I'm going to take my Morphe M441 brush and very lightly blend the edges together. Don't blend too much because you will ruin the transition. To cut the crease, I use this brush that I got at Dollar Tree. It's from this brand called Basic Beauty, and I also use the Morphe 170-4 brush. I use both of these brushes to cut my crease along with the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Ivory. So I apply some product on the back of my hand and I make sure that my brush is nicely coated on both sides. When you're coating your brush, you want to make sure you are a little bit generous with the product, not too much, but you don't want the brush to be dry. You want it to glide nicely and smoothly and not pull on eyeshadow that you have previously applied. If you struggle with doing cut creases, a tip I can give you is try cutting your crease, instead of going left or right, try doing it up and down. This is something that has worked for me and has made cut creases way easier. So I apply some product on my lid and I do a generous amount so that when I look up, wherever the line lands, that's my guide to where I'm going to cut my crease. And I do the up and down motions that I previously talked about. This helps me get a cut crease without going too high or without keeping it too low. So just go up and down, kind of in a half moon shape. Then I'm going to take the smaller brush and even out the shape of my cut crease. I like doing this just so I make sure that I have the shape that I want. And I just smooth out the line that I previously created with the smaller brush, just because it's a little bit better to get a detailed line and without messing up any of the colors. You can leave your cut crease like this and apply your shadow, or you can be extra like me and apply the NYX White base over the cut crease, and this is going to make your colors pop even more. And we're going to do a glitter later on, so this is definitely going to help the glitter stay and look better. So I'm going to use this balm eyeshadow mousse from this brand called Jcat. I really love their products, especially this eyeshadow mousse. Every time I wear it, I get tons of compliments. I get people asking me what I'm wearing. It looks very expensive. It looks very pigmented. I have it in different colors. I got it at my local beauty supply. You guys should definitely check out your local beauty supply. They have tons of Jcat products that are amazing. These eyeshadows are very wet because they are a mousse formula, so they're best applied with your finger. I just get some on my finger and pat it on my eyelid. They're very pigmented and they have a very nice foiled effect. So I just pack it on to the intensity that I want. And I go ahead and take a flat shader brush and just blend out the color. Once it's on your lid, it's easy to blend out because it just glides. Now for glitter, I'm going to be using these chunky glitters. These are actually from Michaels. They come in a pack of about 10 or 12. They come in a little plastic bag, but I put them in these containers that I got on Amazon. Now, these are arts and craft glitters. These are not cosmetic glitters, so I do not recommend you using them. If you do use them at your own risk. I've never had any problems with them. They are amazing. They look great. But again, they are arts and craft. They're not supposed to be for your eyes. And I've heard that if you do get them in your eyes, they can cause severe problems. So just be very careful and cautious when you do use these if you decide to. For applying glitter, I do splurge a little. I use the Too Faced glitter glue. I put it on the back of my hand and I coat my brush. I dip it straight into the glitter and apply it right on my eyelid. As you can tell, these glitters have a very nice reflection and they are highly pigmented. They look great over the eyeshadow that we just applied and they stick on very well. Next, I'm going to take this old MAC brush. I don't even know what brush this is anymore, but I'm going to take some of that color chip. This brush is flat and very small, so I'm going to take that color and apply it again on the outer corner just because we lost a little bit of pigmentation, and also all over my crease very lightly. Remember, we don't want our colors to get muddy, and that is key when you're applying dark colors, to use a light hand and blend into the crease gradually. Then I'm going to take this brush that I got at the Dollar Tree as well, and I'm going to take the color Mocha, and I'm going to focus this on the outer corner as well. Then I'm going to take my liquid liner. I'm using this liquid liner by Essence. This is such a great liquid liner for the price. It's about $3. That's one of those felt tips, but it doesn't dry out like most felt tips. And it's pretty dark, so for $3 you can't beat it. I'm not going to do a wing. I'm just going to go ahead and line the top of my lid just to add a little bit of darkness for when we later apply lashes. As you guys can tell, I do have hormonal acne. how I found out it was hormonal is actually a whole story in itself. If you guys do want to see a video explaining my acne and my skin type and how I keep it under control and what medications I've taken, what works, what doesn't, let me know in a comment down below and I can make that whole video. It's been quite a journey with my acne, so I do have some advice that can help some of you struggling with the same thing. So for eyeliner, I like using this Absolute New York liner. It's a couple dollars again at my beauty supply store, and it is very, very pigmented. I have it in the color black, and I just gonna line my waterline with this. For my eyelashes for falsies, I'm gonna go ahead and use this curler that I got from Dollar Tree. I do have the Tarte one, but I feel that this Dollar Tree curler gives me a better curl on my eyelashes to hold my falsies, and I really like it. So I'm gonna use this mascara that I got for free on my birthday at Ulta. It's by Lancome, and it's so good, guys. If it's your birthday, go to Ulta and they give you a free gift if you sign up for their email. My favorite falsies to use are these Koko lashes. I have them in the styles Heiress, Angelic, and Goddess. Those are my favorite styles. For the sake of this video, I am going to use the style Heiress. These lashes are very, very affordable. They're about $8, and on Black Friday, they are 30 to 40% off. So definitely check that brand out. They are reusable, and they look amazing on the eyes. My favorite lash glue to use is this Eye Envy one by Kiss. It's again about a couple bucks at Ulta, and it keeps your eyelashes on all day, and it also has like a low, so it moisturizes your lash line and it doesn't get irritated. So I'm gonna just go ahead and apply it on my lashes and let it get a little bit tacky, maybe about 10 seconds. And I'm going to take the tape off and see how nice that sharp line is for my eyeshadow. That's the look that I'm definitely going for with this type of application. And when you apply false lashes, one of the tricks that I use is to hold the mirror kind of low and don't put my head down, more like just look down. That way I can see where I'm applying the lash and I get it as close to my lash line as possible, and it's kind of like a foolproof way. I used to try to apply them like looking up, and it was almost impossible for me. So this has definitely made applying my eyelashes so fast and easy. You guys definitely should try it. My best tips for foundation is apply a full coverage layer of another foundation under. This is the one that has worked best for me. It's the Rimmel Stay Matte and the color Natural Beige. I apply this as a base and not a full foundation. It's actually full coverage, so it gives me an extra layer of coverage. Even if I'm applying a luminous foundation or a satin finish foundation, this really makes your makeup look amazing, and it gives you that porcelain skin. You guys just have to try this trick. It's about $5 at Walgreens, and oh my god, it makes such a difference. I apply it on anywhere I have breakouts, and then I spread a thin layer. The key is to only use a thin layer because this is intended to be a full coverage foundation, but I use it as a base, and I apply a thin layer all over my face and spread it out. Best and most affordable drugstore foundations is the Maybelline 24-Hour Stay Matte. I use it in the color Sun Beige. This foundation is definitely a satin coverage, but it's a full coverage and it makes your skin look amazing and flawless. You can always apply a mattifying primer or a illuminating primer depending on the look you're going for, but overall this foundation does an amazing job at covering any imperfections and lasting all day long. And I'm just gonna go ahead and apply a couple pumps of this to a damp beauty blender and blend it all into my skin. For highlighter today, I am going to use the Maybelline Age Rewind in the color Brightner. I have a oval shaped face, so I do try to highlight and contour as much as possible. It's just something that I like doing. So I'm gonna apply this in a triangle shape under my eyes and kind of under everywhere that I am going to contour, and of course on my forehead and my chin area. You know, I'm sure you guys have seen this over and over. So for contouring, I'm going to use this Maybelline Fit Me foundation stick in the color Coconut, and I'm going to fill with my finger kind of where my cheekbone is, and I'm going to apply the product directly under the cheekbone, like in a hugging motion, if that makes any sense. And I'm not going to bring the line too far down. I'm going to definitely concentrate it on the outer parts of the cheekbone, and this is what's really going to lift the cheekbones up. So I like contouring all over my face. I contour my chin, my forehead, my nose, my cheekbones, anywhere that I can contour, I usually do. So yeah, I'm gonna use the same foundation stick, and I apply some contour color right under my lips, because this is definitely going to help make your lips look fuller. Now I take this brush, my friend gave it to me. I don't know exactly where they got it, but this brush is perfect because I don't like using a beauty blender to blend out my cheek contour. I use this brush that's a little stiffer, and I try to push the product up. Pushing the product up really helps me get those lifted cheekbones that I like. And then I take a beauty blender to blend the rest of my contour and my highlight. So definitely just on the cheekbones, I do use a brush, and I do see a major difference on my makeup every time that I do this. I went ahead and did my eyebrows off camera, so you guys can let me know if you want to see a video on that. For baking, I used the Benai banana powder, and I just leave this on for about 2 minutes. And I take this Luxie brush that I got for free at Gem Beauty about 2 years back. And one of my tips is I don't dust it off, I pat it in. And I feel like this really brightens my highlight. So definitely just press it into the skin. For bronzing and setting the contour, I use this Black Radiance bronzer and I take my Morphe M549 brush, and I apply this where I applied my contour shade, and I focus it just on the outer parts of my contour. And then to set my face, I use the Malibu Pro Matte in the color Some Beige. This is a very matte setting powder, and I apply this with my Laura Mercier puffer. Now, I apply this with the puffer only on my T-zone, and I do a pressing in motion, and this really keeps me from getting oily and sets my makeup for all day wear. I apply some to the puffer, and I try to disperse the product into the sponge, and I press it in just so that I know all the oils are going to be kind of sucked in by the powder. Then I set the rest of my face with this I guess puffy brush, if that's what you call it. It's not from any brand specifically. I got it at Rite Aid, and it works great. I just set a thin layer because I don't want my face to look powdery. For blush, I'm going to use this Milani blush in the color number 2, and I apply my blush with a fan brush. Another tip, and this is because I don't want too much product, so if I do pick up a lot of product, it's going to disperse it very evenly and give you just that nice rosy color to your cheekbones. For highlight, another splurge is the Jeffree Star King Tut highlighter. This is one of the best highlighters, and I just apply it with this brush from Anastasia that I got. And I use my homemade Fix It Plus spray to intensify the highlight. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply a thin layer because this highlight is very beaming. And I also apply some on my nose. Small detail brush, I'm going to take some of that color chip and apply it all over my lash line. Then I'm going to take some of that Jeffree Star highlighter and highlight the inner corner of my eyes for a nice subtle glow. For lip liner today, I will be using this brand called Nabi. I get it at my local beauty supply for $1.25. And this lip liner is so good and creamy. It just glides right on. I'm just going to create the lip shape that I want and outline the outskirts of my lips because I am going to use something else to fill them in. To fill in my lips, I'm going to be using this NYX Matte Lip Cream in the color Abudahbi. This stuff is amazing. I love this nude for my skin tone. And also, it's very comfortable and doesn't give you those crusty lips that other matte lipsticks do. And it's also very affordable, which is always a plus. I also love a good lip gloss, so I'm going to be using this lip gloss by NYX as well, and it's called Fortune Cookie. This lip gloss is balm.com. It gives you the perfect shine without it being too sticky. Definitely makes your lips look a little more plump. I also take some of that Jeffree Star highlight and I apply it to my Cupid's bow. This always adds volume to your top lip, and I think it just looks so good. Makes your lips look extra juicy, which is the look that I definitely love. Now I'm gonna set my makeup with the NYX Matte setting spray, and yeah guys, this is the finished look. Questions, comments, or suggestions, please drop them down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.